Putra Stadium here in Kuala Lumpur for the Maybank Malaysia Open, the third event on the 12 tournament MetLife BWF World Super Series. Not only the third event, but also the second of 5 premier events, an even higher tier of tournament within the Super Series. Well, it's the round of last 16 today here in Malaysia, and we're going to have 5 matches for you this afternoon. We're starting with women's singles, and Xuerui, the Olympic champion, also happens to be the defending champion here in Malaysia. She's up against Akane Yamaguchi. Then we'll have men's doubles and a relatively new partnership of Pratama and Xuerui from Indonesia. They're up against the 2-time World Championship bronze medalists Kim Ji-jung and Kim Sa-rang. Then women's doubles and home involvement with Vivian Hu and Woon Ki-wei in the women's doubles up against the qualifiers Awanda and Lee Petut. Then women's singles again, and we have Okuhara up against the 2013 world champion Ratchanok Intanon. Then we'll be finishing with men's singles and a man very much in form at the moment, Srikanth Kidambi. 3 finals from 4 tournaments this year, including winning India last week. He's up against Tian Hao Wei. Well, of course, the 12 Super Series events all go towards the destination Dubai Super Series finals, because it's only the results from these 12 Super Series events that count towards the qualification process for the Super Series finals, the end-of-year championships. And of course, the destination Dubai in December last year, and what a success it was, and all the players still talking about it and eager to qualify for this year's destination Dubai World Super Series finals. So as I say, it is a round of last 16, and we're going to start with the women's singles, and the number 1 seed Li Xuerui of China are up against a former World Junior champion. She's reigning World Junior champion, Akane Yamaguchi. There they are, waiting in the wings. I'm Jill Clark. I'm delighted to say that sitting alongside me, I was going to say an old friend and colleague, less of the old, I think, Ian Wright, Director of Development at the BWF, the Badminton World Federation, and of course, former head coach in England. And Ian, an interesting match, our first one coming up.
Well, I think it's a great start to the evening's badminton. Li Xuerui been out a little bit with injuries. We know she's someone who likes to play a lot of tournaments to find her rhythm. It'll be interesting to see what form she's in against a real up-and-coming player in the Japanese girl. She's made enormous progress over the last 12 months.
Yes, that's an understatement, I think, when you think that last year's Super Series she played, we're actually looking at Li Xuerui, but Akane Yamaguchi played 10 of the 12 Super Series tournaments. She started in the qualifying of 9 of those 10, qualified for the Super Series finals, reached the semi-final of the Super Series finals. She's made huge strides over the last 12 months. Yes, so I wholeheartedly agree with you there, Ian. But here is the number 1 seed, the defending champion, Li Xuerui, the 24-year-old born in Chongqing in Sichuan province. But earlier today, she lost her number 1 ranking. Li Xuerui, the world ranking run every Thursday, updated weekly. So this, obviously, from the top section of the draw, seeing as we have the number 1 seed, Li Xuerui. Yesterday, she beat Nina Kyrgiosfeld in 2 straight games, but a very tight second game. Akane Yamaguchi beating Karen Schnarzer to reach the round of last 16. So, 2 players who've already enjoyed much success at the Super Series level. And the Olympic champion, Li Xuerui, well, she's the number 1 seed, but she's down 2 places to number 3. Lost her number 1 ranking after 118 consecutive weeks as world number 1. Well, last year, she won the title, beating Wang Shixian in the final. And her win-loss record for the year translates into losing second round of the All England, the first Super Series event of the year, and of course the first Premier Super Series as well. So her opponent, the 17-year-old Fukui Akane Yamaguchi, born in Fukui in Japan. 13 on the world ranking at the moment. She has been one place higher. She's been up at number 12, spent 3 weeks there from the 24th of December. Now, last year, she was a quarter-finalist here, having come through the qualifying. That just emphasises what we were talking about, Ian, with so many qualifying rounds last year, but still doing well in the main draw of the Super Series. Well, as I say, she beat Akane Yamaguchi yesterday. She was a semi-finalist at the Swiss Grand Prix Gold event, and a couple of first-round losses as well, including the All England, and the other one was the German Grand Prix Gold. So there, Shoji Sato, the Japanese coach, he was a fine men's singles player as well, wasn't he? Three-time All England quarter-finalist. Her coach. So to the Xuerui's coach, and there's a familiar figure. Chen Jin, former world champion in 2010 in Paris. Well, this will be the second meeting between these two players. Well, I hope you could hear the umpire. I was just struggling to hear that. That's Trish Gubb from New Zealand. Jakobsenberg from Denmark is our service judge for this first match. Well, as I say, this is the second meeting between the two. The first time they met was last year in the first round of the Japan Super Series, and it went the full distance, 21-18 in the deciding game. Well, Ian, you were mentioning that Li Xuerui has had injury problems. Of course, she withdrew from the China Open at the end of last year and didn't play the Hong Kong either, withdrew associate, qualified for the Super Series finals. Now, the problem was actually a foot injury, but I'm noticing that she's got her right knee very heavily strapped. But it is a question, really, of whether she's back to this full fitness. She didn't look fit at the All England Championships, in my opinion.
No, I think it'll be really interesting to see how much work and how much volume she's able to been put in since Birmingham. There was some talk about a knee injury as well as the foot injury as well, so it will be really interesting to see how she goes. Traditionally, she's someone who's tended to play more tournaments than the other Chinese players. She likes rhythm, she likes a lot of matches, so it'll be interesting to see what level of confidence she's playing with at the moment.
Yes, indeed, because last year she played 10 tournaments, reached 10 finals. In fact, she had reached 11 consecutive finals because she was in the final of the Super Series finals of 2013. That's an extraordinary record, isn't it? And her loss in the second round of the All England Championships was her first loss before the final for 15 months. That's incredible, isn't it? So, yes, I mean, she does play a lot. She gets through a lot. You know, there's other players who maybe play more tournaments, but they're not getting through to the finals in the same way as she is.
No, I think that's true, but even before that period, Jill, when she was coming through as a younger player, they did tend to enter in a lot of tournaments to build her confidence up, and she is a rhythm type player, confidence type player, so you know, she's not played as much as she normally does. So as I say, maybe we'll see her a little bit vulnerable early on here.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, gosh, that's good judgment, isn't it? Oh, good net shot. Oh, magnificent. What a good rally. Well, we've talked about the Olympic champion and defending champion here. Ian, what about the qualities of Akane Yamaguchi?
Well, we saw a lot of them demonstrated in that rally, really. She's not scared to play a full range of strokes. She changes the tempo, she took the pace off, she put pace in. She's a very accomplished player for somebody so young.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Won't turn 18 until the 6th of June. So presumably she could qualify for not only this year's World Junior Championships, but next year's as well.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting choice. Obviously this year's will be during the Olympic qualifying period, so Japan and the player herself have got a choice to make there.
Oh, indecision. Yeah, nicely played by Xuerui. Good all-round athlete, isn't she? She moves well. Xuerui, she's got nice shots. Can't help but wonder, though, with Akane Yamaguchi. I know she's young and she's possibly going to grow a little more, but she's only 1.56 meters, which is about 5'2". Now the next 5'1" at the posts and 5 foot in the middle. Is that going to be a disadvantage to her if she doesn't grow a little bit more, do you think?
Well, I think the trend recently has been for countries to look for slightly taller athletes in the ladies singles event, rangy type athletes, but there are some advantages to this size as well. She's very nimble, she's got good flexibility, she changes direction very well, and she's very strong in the leg, which compensates a little bit for that lack of height.
I think the point you were making earlier, Ian, is already coming to fruition, that Xuerui looks a little bit tentative. And it's not that necessarily she's nervous, it's that lack of confidence from playing tournaments. That last shot, the block into the net.
Yeah, that's not like her. She's a very solid player, very consistent, likes to move the shuttle around, plays with a good margin of error, likes to keep her opponent on the move, but that's another good example of what you were saying, Jill, there. She'd worked the rally well, worked the space, but just didn't have the confidence to play the winning shot.
Oh, it's just wide. Well, we do have the challenge system in place here. But I don't think that was worth a challenge. I think that was a very good call by the line judge. Oh, she touched it. She touched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't spot that at the time. Good defence from Xuerui. Instead of trying to block it, lifted it, and Akane Yamaguchi was rushing forward to the net.
Yeah, that might be one of the themes to look out for. Xuerui not letting Yamaguchi come in and have time on the front court where she's so skillful. That could be a tactic that develops throughout this match.
Well, the error on the return of serve there brings the scores back level. Oh, that's landed in. Great length on the clear.
It's over. 10-9.
Yeah, she's having a good old look at it and looking down to the line. It's a pure misjudgment. Oh, my goodness. What a recovery from Akane Yamaguchi. And that inspirational shot at the end of that rally takes her to the mid-game interval with a 2-point advantage. I did think, though, Ian, both players using the back deep corners very well in that last rally. There's a real, you can already see your point that you've made about the hold and flick from the net, keep the other player away from that net area. And there's been some nice pushes deep in court.
Yeah, both players are very skillful in the front court area, so all the coaches will be aware of the opponent's skills, so they won't want to be giving time to either of these players on the forecourt. Interesting, Yamaguchi, she's playing slightly higher to the rear court because she's playing from the quicker end, so she's having to use a little bit more height. It's a little bit easier for Lee from this end to punch it quicker into the back corners, as we saw in that last rally.
11-9. Service over. 10-11.
Oh, what a net shot. Oh, my goodness me.
11.
Oh, what happened there? Did the umpire call that a fault? Let's have another look at that. No, it went under the net from Yamaguchi, didn't it?
Yeah, didn't go over.
No.
Would have been an interesting call for the umpire if it had done.
12-11.
Oh, it's gone wide. There's one or two unforced errors now from the youngster, Akane Yamaguchi.
Yeah, interesting since the break, 4 consecutive points to Lee, and you have to feel that the coach has just asked her to put a little bit more tempo into the rallies, just try and keep Yamaguchi off balance. It's certainly what's been happening, and we're starting to see a few mistakes, as you say, Jill.
11.
Make that 5 straight points now since the mid-game interval. No, it was a nice idea
Service over. 12.
to drive the defensive shot and turn it across court.
Service over. 15-12.
Yeah, again, the quick push into that deep backhand corner causing problems for Yamaguchi. She's trying to get round the head, just taking it too late, and that's why the error occurs.
That's short. Yeah. Apologises for hitting her opponent.
12.
The whole rally set up by that quality net shot that you were talking about earlier. Oh, that's a good clear. So too is that. Yeah. 2 disguised punch clears, one to the backhand corner, one to the forehand. And that's now 8 of 9 points since the mid-game interval. what a turnaround.
Yes, as you say, but a lot of it's about the pace she's using into these back two corners, keeping Yamaguchi off balance, not letting her get into her favourite forecourt position. It's been very effective since the coaching interval.
Service over. 13-17.
Overdone it. Yeah, but Xuerui very much commanding the rallies now, isn't she? She's dictating the pace.
Yes, and the movement's so good here. Although she misses it, she's taking it so early, makes it look so easy in the forecourt.
Service over. 18-14.
Number one, you've got to get it over the head and the outstretched racket arm of Xuerui. Played herself into all sorts of trouble there, Yamaguchi.
Service over. 15-18.
Oh, I thought that was going out. I thought the return of serve, the slice, straight shot there from Xuerui, I thought that was going to go wide. All academic now because it was taken. Well,
20.
game
point.
points
15.
now for the defending champion and number one seed. 5 game point opportunities. 11 of the last 15 points. Oh, well, it hit the tape at the top of the tape, but fell back her side.
20.
I don't think Yamaguchi was covering that one. That's gone wide. And the defending champion, Xuerui,
21-16.
as confirmed by the umpire, 21-16. Well, since that big game interval, Xuerui looked a different player. Their confirmation. 16 minutes for the first game, 21-16. Well, both sets of coaches busy with their players. I'm sure Chen Jin was saying something about the round the head shot there. We don't know what. Well, what would you be saying?
Well, she had a lot of success punching quick flicks and clears into that round the head corner. And I'm sure he's reinforcing the fact that that was a successful tactic after the mid-game interval. Just sense Yamaguchi got a little bit frustrated there. She was always a little bit off balance in the rear court and maybe trying to do too much. Not playing with enough patience and playing the rallies out and trying to create openings. Going for shots too early. And I'm sure that's what Sato's talking about there. He'll be telling her she's got the better end now. It'll be easier for her to hit a good length. And she needs to be a little bit more patient, create the space and then change the speed of the rally.
of their allotted time. So the umpire calls for the start of the second game. Oh, the lucky net called for Yamaguchi. It was an amazing turnaround, wasn't it, from the mid-game interval. In game number one, Xuerui was just seemed a completely different player.
Yeah, certainly it was an example of where the coaches do have an influence with that mid-game interval. Chinese coaches were able to come on, restructure the game, more pace going on to the rear, into the rear two corners, and turn the whole thing round.
Oh, that's landed in. She's got to be aware that she's playing the end where the shuttle will hold up. Slight drift in the arena. It's well known to all the players. They both played yesterday, so should be aware of it. That's gonna. Oh, I was going to say that's going to land in. Well, last week in India, I don't think I got any right.
No, I thought she played that with enough height. Looked a good length.
Oh, that's a super shot. What an angle. Yeah, just rolling that racket head at the last moment, causing the disguise. Do you think Yamaguchi will change her game plan for this second game? Not only, obviously, she lost the first, so playing the same way, perhaps. Maybe it wasn't tactics, perhaps it was just those unforced errors. But the point that you made is that from that far side of the court, you can hit a little firmer and harder with the punch clears because the shuttle is going to hold up. Do you think she's going to try and exploit that?
I would expect her to, yeah, just to put a little bit more pace on. There, we're just seeing it there, flicking into the rear corners, not letting Lee get onto that net position. But I do think as the rallies go on, the superior footwork of Lee is really telling in these rallies. Yamaguchi's gradually getting out of position and off balance and then trying to force the play. So I think she's got to be a little bit more positive early on in the rally to try and get control of the rallies early. Try and make Lee a little late on the shuttle and see if she can start to dictate some of these rallies herself.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a great rally. Good pace into the rear court, like we were talking about, Jill, and a nice, lovely slice to finish. But she created the space there. We see Lee off balance. That creates the space for the cross net. A good 1-2.
Thank you.
That is a wonderful skill, isn't it?
4-5.
Yeah, I think this is a favourite shot. That's her signature shot, that Cross slice from round the head. Very difficult to pick for the opponent.
Well, she does always look so disappointed in herself, doesn't she, when she makes an error, Yamaguchi?
Well, it was an error. She had time there. Lee forced into playing the higher clear. Yamaguchi lots of time. And guilty of just an unforced error, really.
Oh, that goes down as a miss as well. It was a wide open court. She needn't have tried to play it so close to the net.
I think Yamaguchi does well. She puts a little bit of pace on it. Lee Xuerui was looking to take it earlier to the net, but she was forced to take it a little bit further away from the net than she thought she'd have to, and that caused the error.
Good follow-up. Oh, yeah.
7-5.
I think this Tilta rally will suit Yamaguchi a little bit. There's less movement in that rally, the mid-court exchange. She's getting into position early, not having to run the long diagonals, so she'll be looking to encourage that sort of exchange.
That's landed well in.
8-5.
Yeah, this time it's Lee forcing the play a little bit. You can see she's having to turn, take it behind her. Trying to be too aggressive with that cross net shot.
Yeah, well, it's the fact that she's hit a couple cross-court from that position on the return of serve for outright winners that then means that Yamaguchi's going to start looking for the cross-court, which leaves a bit of a gap down the forehand side. It's gone wide.
7-9.
Just when she's got herself a little bit of a lead, that's two unforced errors, and she just can't afford that against someone like Lee. She's too good, she's too solid for that. Yamaguchi's really got to cut these errors out.
Nice block. And good judgment too.
Service over. 10-8. Play.
Two nice backhands. Brilliant. My goodness, what a rally from Akane Yamaguchi.
8 interval.
And a 3-point advantage at the mid-game interval of game number 2. But remember, she had a 2-point advantage in the opening game and failed to convert. Yeah, completely dictating the pace. That's what you were suggesting.
Yeah, and great use of the width of the court. We talk about the depth, front to back a lot, but that was great use. Cut to one side and the change of pace hitting the other sideline. Really good play. As I say, if she can just reduce the number of errors, she's right in this match.
caused a sensation, Akane Yamaguchi, a couple of years ago when she came through the qualifying of her home event, the Japan Super Series. She'd only played one previous Super Series event prior to that. That was in the
11-8.
Japan Open the year prior to that, and won the title. It was an extraordinary achievement. Became the youngest ever winner of a Super Series event at 16 years, 3 months and 16 days, and still holds that record. It'll take a special player to break that.
Now that's going to be a tough one. Certainly finding a better length from this end, getting confidence with the clears, keeping Lee pinned in that back corner, forcing the error. Good play.
Missed it.
13-8.
Well, these are the sort of errors that we simply aren't used to seeing from Xuerui. That's gone wide as well. Goodness me.
14-8.
5 straight points for Yamaguchi.
Service over. 9-14.
I mean, it is a game of errors at the moment. I mean, I'm sure Yamaguchi will be disappointed with that one. She was there in plenty of time, just a simple push down the line, put it out the side. Lets a little bit of the pressure off.
Oh, that's found the back line, though. That's
Service
a
over.
lovely push from Yamaguchi.
9.
Yeah, just inside that back line. This is a very, very good fight back. I did wonder, I have to say, Ian, at the start of this second game, Yamaguchi had been in front in the first and then, you know, losing 11 of the next 15 points. I wondered if psychologically that would affect her, but not a bit of it. This is absolutely terrific. Great character shown here by the youngster.
9.
Well, this is what we were saying. I mean, last year, you know, she came through so many matches to get through to the main draws and gradually built up some confidence, and she's a good match player, and for her age it's quite incredible, really, the maturity that she shows in this type of match against Olympic champion, former world number 1. I mean, it's incredible, really, for someone of that age.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this isn't even close. I mean, Lee Xuerui, I think, looks a little disinterested in this second game now. But I said that about Ratchanok-Intanon last week. What was that? Was that the quarter-final or the semi-final when she was 9-17 down? I think it was the semi-final against Carolina Marin. And she came back to win it. So you never know.
19.
Can't give up on it.
Oh, that's lovely. She's beaten her a couple of times with the cross slice there and plays the reverse straight slice. Nice variety and great confidence from the youngster.
And game point opportunities. A whole host of them.
Game.
Converts on her first.
Second game won
21-10.
by Akane Yamaguchi. 21-10. 1 game all.
Yeah, confirmed by the umpire, 1 game all. Well, the Olympic champion really capitulating in that second game. Their confirmation, 1 game apiece, 33 minutes into this match. So what would you be saying right now if you were talking to Akane Yamaguchi? She's obviously just done brilliantly. You've got to keep her on an even keel. You've got to keep her doing the same things, I guess.
I think she needs to be aware of the faster end. She's going to play from the faster end. In the second game, she was able to hit firmer into the rear court corners, and she's just got to change that a little bit. And I'd be saying she's got to score as many points as she can at this end, and if she turns round in contact, she's going to have a great chance, because she's just played so well from the slower end and controlled the length so well from that end. So I think it's about really finding ways to stay in this match, score points from this end, keep yourself in the game, so the second half you're going to have the advantage of that good end again.
Interesting, she's out on court first.
Yeah, and just throwing that serve up, having a look at the speed of it, trying to get a feel for this end, because there is a difference, and it's quite marked.
20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
I think one to watch in this third game as well, Jill. I just felt, Lee, there was one rally in that second half of the second game where she went in to do a lunge on the forehand side, and she gave it up, and she stepped over that knee, and I just wonder whether that right knee is still giving her a slight problem.
Play.
So third and deciding game. Oh, that's landed well in.
Service
Goodness me.
over.
I'm
1
sure
low.
she thought it was going wide rather than long, but that was a poor judgment. Oh my goodness me.
Service over.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it right at the beginning, but this is not really the Lee we know. I mean, she is missing a little bit of confidence. Looks though she is missing a bit of match play. Certainly making very uncharacteristic errors at the moment.
Yeah, I didn't like the way she lunged forward. I agree with you, Ian.
And there, even at the end of the rally, she just saw a hop rather than put the weight on it. I just think there's a little bit of something there. Might just be lack of confidence with it, or it could be just a little bit of the injury still there.
Good judgment that time from Yamaguchi. Letting it
Service
drop
over.
long.
2 all.
I appreciate what you're saying, Ian, because, you know, both you and I have played at a high level. But, you know, there does come a time where you've got to say to yourself, you know, the wear and tear of this sport. And yes, it does hurt. I know all about knee problems. I haven't gone through 5 knee operations myself. And you get to the stage, well, you know, if you want to play, you're just going to have to put up with it and get on with it.
Yeah, I agree with you, and obviously she wants to play. I'm sure she wants to play. She's someone who's always looked as though she's really enjoyed the tournament situations. But it does take a little bit of time to build the confidence back up when you've had an injury. And I just think she wants to play. I think she's committed to it, but you've got to, it takes a little bit of time to build that confidence up to make your normal movements and fully commit to certain situations on the court.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I agree wholeheartedly. I can remember I got to the stage where, you know, I was losing to players that I used to be able to beat, and I said to myself, well, you know, quite simply, I'm not prepared to play like this, so I'm just going to go 100%, and if the knee injury breaks down again, it breaks down again, you know, but I have to be committed. I can't play like this anymore. But whether she's got to that stage yet or not, and we don't know what the injury problem is either, we're surmising. Oh, a little lucky there from Yamaguchi.
Service over.
Vicious deflection.
4 all.
Yeah, very lucky, but it's interesting to see Lee put in a lot more pressure on from the rear court, trying to dominate from the rear court when she's got time there. Maybe trying to reduce the rallies down a little bit.
Yeah, that was nice at the net, wasn't it, from Xuerui?
5-all.
Backhand cross-court net shot, getting her opponent out of position.
Both players lacking a little bit of consistency at the start of this third game. 1 or 2 errors from both sides at the moment.
Do you not think that's perhaps because they're both wanting the desire to control the rally, and therefore they're really going for those, putting their opponent under pressure?
Yeah, I think that's probably true, but I think it's for very different reasons, possibly. I think Lee Xuerui is missing a little bit of confidence, and Yamaguchi knows that if it goes into the longer rallies, she's at a disadvantage. So, yeah, I guess that builds pressure.
Didn't miss by much, but it certainly missed. Oh, good net exchange. Yeah, well played by the defending champion.
8-5.
Yeah.
Just going back on, sorry to interrupt you, just going back on that point, I'm having a little chuckle to myself because, of course, I as a player was outrageously adventurous, and I bet I drove you absolutely bonkers. You tried to coach me once, didn't you? And you know, lack of consistency, because it was hit and miss with me the whole time.
I'm not sure I should comment on that. I've got to work with you for 4 days, Jill. Really, maybe I have to be diplomatic there. But I mean, you know, there's different types of players. You know, that players that want to be very, very positive and try and put pressure on the opponents. You have to accept they're going to make a few mistakes. So it depends on the psychology of the players as well as to how you coach them and what you recommend to them in different situations.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's I just reacted to they're making mistakes because they're really trying to put pressure on. But, you know, you look at it in a slightly different way. Ooh, we can have a challenge here. The challenge, because it was called in. Yamaguchi thought it was out, and I think I agree with Yamaguchi. But as I said last week in India, I don't think I got one right on the first day. The All England, I promised everybody I was going to go down to the opticians after the tournament. Well, Hawkeye, our instant review system, will come into play here. Oh, well, confirming me as right for once.
Better form this week, Jill. Showing better form. A little bit of practice last week. You're back on your game this week.
Yeah. Well, good challenge there from Yamaguchi.
Important point, as we said, she's looking to score as many points as she can from this end. 7-8, very different to 6-9.
Yeah.
Service over. 9.
Interesting
7.
reaction from Lee Xuerui. She knows that was important. Goodness, good retrieving. Yeah, well, that retrieving really putting pressure on Xuerui, feeling she had to hit the perfect shot to play the winner.
I'm sure Yamaguchi's coach will be really pleased with this point. That's what she's got to do from a less favoured end. Fight for every point, try and pick up as many as you can, and that was a great effort.
Good retrieving again, can't believe it. Oh, magnificent disguised drop shot from Xuerui to finish the rally. What retrieving initially from Yamaguchi. Look at that, just rolling the racket head around the shuttle. Super shot. Good defense. Wow.
Service over.
Narrowing the gap to just 1 point.
Play.
It's landed in. Now coming forward there, Xuerui, that's the sort of shot
10.
where if you're lacking a bit of confidence, you're not fully committed. And that proves your point.
Yeah, I think there's definite signs here that there's still a slight problem with that knee. There's a couple of times in the last 3 rallies where she's just not looked comfortable coming into that deep lunge position.
Oh, good drop shot, my goodness me.
11, 10.
And Akane Yamaguchi has the advantage at the change of ends here in the deciding game. And last year's champion down and very, very slow to get up again. There's the deep plunge. So 11-10, the advantage to Yamaguchi. Well, Ian, you said she needed to try and keep it as close as possible. She's actually got the lead.
Well, I think she'll take great heart from that, and I'm sure the coach is now saying you can play a little bit quicker into the back corners now, like you did in the second game. But the fighting spirit she showed there was great. She managed to reduce the number of errors, was really playing a retrieving type game and just fighting for every point. And that was exactly what was required from the faster end.
Yeah, because remember, she was 5-8 down.
10.
So
Play.
6 of the last 8 points.
Service over. 11 all.
Oh my goodness. Oh, what a net exchange. Yamaguchi was there, but she still couldn't control it.
A really interesting rally. I mean, Lee basically playing a no-lift game there. Not prepared to take the risk of going to the rear court from this side, forcing the net play. When she couldn't play net, she played flat.
Oh, 3 points since the mid-game interval, and all 3 points to Xuerui. Yeah, there again, refusing to lift.
Yeah, even from really late there, felt that it was worth the gamble of trying to play the net. That's clearly going to be the tactic for this game.
Oh, hesitation. I think she thought that was going wide. Oh, look at that. That's brilliant. Well, there's signs to me, Ian, that because of this lack of match practice and so on from Lee Xuerui, that if she's not playing winners on the first or second attempt and actually winning the point, then she seems to run out of ideas.
Yeah, and that's confidence. I mean, if she gets through this match, I'm sure she'll be better and take a lot of confidence from coming through this, because she knows she's not playing her best, but she's fighting hard, she's still in there, and every chance of coming through at the moment.
Just wide. Oh, this is a difficult one to call, isn't it?
14 all.
Yeah.
15 14.
Yeah, we saw before that point Yamaguchi being called by a coach, and I'm sure a coach was saying, watch net. She's not going to lift even when she's late. Look, you've got to cover that net. And she did it well in that point. Taking it very late, but still playing net, not risking the lift. Yamaguchi reading it well.
Missed it.
16 14.
Oh, that could be a very costly error.
Service over.
I have to say, that could be a big miss.
16.
Straightforward block there, lots of time. Just missed it. She can't afford that.
Service over.
Well, it's all a question of who can hold their nerve.
15.
Two-point cushion for Akane Yamaguchi. Lift is long. That time, good
Service
judgment from the defending
16,
champion.
17.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, well played.
17
And
all.
Li Xuerui back level.
Yeah, Lee's showing a little bit of experience there, not trying to force that last shot, just looking to bring it down to the line. Nice play. Temptation would have been to try and hit that really hard to finish it. Just placed it nicely.
All. Play.
Oh, that's gone too long. Too flat with the smash.
18-17.
And at this crucial stage on a run of 3 straight points, Li Xuerui gets her lead back once more. Make that 4 straight points.
19-17.
Now she's not playing anything back to the net. Oh, here we go. That's short. Yeah. Excellent play from the defending champion. My
20.
goodness me.
Match point 17.
5 straight points from 15-17 down to have 3 match point opportunities. And that's gone wide and long. And what a comeback from the Olympic champion, Li Xuerui. 6 straight points to close out the match. Well, she looked under severe pressure at one stage there, but her experience
21-16,
showing through in the
10-21,
end.
21-17.
21-16, 10-21, 21-17 in the deciding game confirms the umpire. 57 minutes, just 3 minutes shy of the hour mark, and confirmation that Li Xuerui is through to the quarter-final. But my goodness me, what a great match against Akane Yamaguchi. get to the stage, well, you know, if you want to play, you're just going to have to put up with it and get on with it.
Yeah, I agree with you. And obviously she wants to play. I'm sure she wants to play. She's someone who's always looked as though she's really enjoyed.
Goodness. Yeah, well. So after that thrilling opening match, the women's singles, we turn our attention to men's doubles and the relatively new pairing of Angga Pratama and Riki Suwadi up against the number 8 seeds Kim Ji-jung and Kim Sa-rang. So led out by the Indonesians, led out by Riki Karanda Suwadi. 23-year-old from West Java. And of course, these two Indonesian players very well known on the circuit with former partners. Of course, Pratama used to play with Saputro and Suwadi with Anggareawan. The first job of our umpire was toss of the coin. I really can't understand, Ian, why players don't always